Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio, and today I'm going to take that puzzle tin that I got at the dollar store that I was thinking I would use for my dollar store challenge, which I will hopefully link either in an iCard above or down below in the description box. So if you want to see the dollar store challenge, you can check that out. But I didn't end up using this or the contents for the dollar store challenge, but I wanted to make me a little watercolor tin. I have some Daniel Smith's Basics colors that don't have a home, so I thought this would be fun to convert this. And here I'm just taping. I decided that lid is really tight, and if I put paint on that upper section, it would just scrape anyway. So I taped around the top so that I wouldn't have any paint up where that lid is going to overlap. And then I'm just taking black gesso, I think it's black gesso, can't remember now, and going around and just covering all of the images and the words so we have a nice plain black background to start with. And of course, trying to hold it down with my finger now, but it still takes a glob of paint off, of course. There we go. So I take the tape off rather quickly. I know they say when painting walls, if you take the tape off while the paint is still pretty wet, you won't have pilling where it pills the paint back from the surface you've painted. I don't know if it matters so much with gesso or acrylic paint. Doesn't quite look flat enough for gesso. I still think it's gesso. Anyway, don't know if it would have the same effect, but I peel it off anyway. And then we're just going to cover the lid with this paint as well. Alright, so now it's dry, and all I'm going to do is use a piece of deli paper that I've cleaned my brush off onto a few times, and that's going to be our decoration on the top of this lid. So I just traced it, now I'm trimming it square, thinking I was going to use my rounded corner rounder to round the corners. Just making sure it's just inside the edges so that it won't, if it hangs over a little too much, then it'll catch and be more difficult. So here's my corner rounders. I learned later that if I had put a regular sheet of paper, like copy paper, underneath that, it would have trimmed a lot better. As it was, I had to go through and fix all my corners. I don't think the curve of my corner rounder is quite the same as my tin, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, I just wanted a place to keep my paints. I'm going to use some matte medium and glue that down. So I do underneath and then I go on top. And you can see as I'm doing that, it's starting to get some wrinkles. So I go over it with a credit card or gift card, just to try and smooth it all out. And ended up with a little bit of black. I don't know if that's from the gesso or if that was from something on that paint. But it turned my matte medium a little bit black. So I'm just sealing the paint down, thinking this layer would help keep it from getting too dinged up. I'm not too worried about it. I don't think I'm going to treat it very rough. I just thought it would be a good idea to give it a nice coat. There we go. So now it's dry, and I decided I wanted to put the word paint on the top, and I'm just using the dropper, and this is Liquitex Fluid White, and just wrote the word paint. And that's going to take a little while to dry. Excuse me. So once it's dry, this is DecoArt's Gloss Varnish, and I'm going to put it on the box and on the top, and it's just another layer of protection that hopefully it will keep things from chipping, scratching. If I really wanted to do that, I'd do resin, but I don't have any resin, so we're going with gloss varnish. So now that it's dry, I have filled, while it was drying, I filled my paint pans. Now these paint pans I got on Amazon pretty cheaply, and they come with a sheet of magnets. So I do have them. I did stick the magnets on the bottom, and that works great with a metal tin. It'll hold it in, hopefully. This is my first homemade tin, so we'll see how it goes. Since I did this video, I have added a few more pans. They're not Daniel Smith, but they were already half pans that I had. I hope you liked that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.